The algorithm didn't bring you here. Neither did chance. Something shattered in the spiritual realm 3 seconds before you clicked this video, and the sound it made was your name breaking free from a prison you didn't even know existed. Feel that? The way your chest just tightened and released. That is not anxiety. That is recognition. Your soul remembering what freedom tastes like after choking on captivity for so damn long. I need you to understand something before another heartbeat passes. While you were scrolling, trying to numb whatever's been eating you alive from the inside, heaven's war room erupted. Not in chaos. In celebration, they have been waiting for you to arrive at this exact moment. And what I am about to tell you is going to crack you wide open in the most beautiful way. You just graduated from hell. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally graduated from a curriculum of suffering. So brutal it would have reduced others to ash. But you are still here, still breathing, still fighting. And that stubborn refusal to break, that microscopic thread of hope you protected like your last breath, just earned you something that will change everything. You will never have to go through that specific hell again. Let that hit you, really hit you. That recurring nightmare that followed you through seasons like a stalker. That particular brand of betrayal that seemed to have your address memorized. That cycle of hope and devastation that felt like your permanent zip code. Class is dismissed forever. If you felt something crack open in your chest just now, hit that like button. This isn't for some algorithm. This is you signing your name on the most important document of your existence. You are pressing your bloody fingerprint onto heaven's graduation certificate because you earned it with every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you chose to stay when leaving would have been easier. For so long they defined you by your damage, built an identity for you out of your pain like some sick art project. They got comfortable with your cycle of falling and rising, but they only ever watched the fall, fed on it, needed it. Their stability was built on the foundation of your instability. Their normal required your emergency. They were architects of a prison they convinced you was home, and they held what they believed was the only key. But something snapped overnight. Not you, the chain, the energetic contract that had you bound to that loop of suffering, just got terminated by divine intervention. This wasn't gradual healing or positive thinking. This was a cosmic emergency brake, pulled by hands you cannot see, but whose fingerprints are all over your sudden peace. Subscribe to this channel right now. This is your enlistment into something bigger than your pain. You are joining the ranks of the walking wounded who refuse to die, the graduates of hell's hardest classes, the ones who know what victory actually costs. The universe watched you take that final exam, watched you show up one more time when your spirit was held together with tape and prayer. When hope was nothing but fumes in an empty tank, you didn't break, you didn't curse God. You didn't become the monster your pain tried to create. You held the line with trembling hands and that grain of faith smaller than sand, and that was all the evidence heaven needed. That final act of spiritual endurance, that quiet refusal to let bitterness win, was the last piece of testimony required for your release. The decree that freed you wasn't written with ink. It was carved with light, rippling through time itself, canceling debts you didn't even know you owed and rewriting the fundamental code of your existence. This is why everything feels different now. The air tastes cleaner. The silence in your space feels like peace instead of punishment. That anxiety that lived in your chest like a tumor with a lease has been evicted, and its bags are already packed. You have been unplugged from the matrix of your past trauma. Think of it like emergency surgery on your soul while you slept. Your old operating system, infected with viruses of betrayal and fear, that glitchy program that kept crashing every time you tried to be happy, has been completely removed. You woke up in the same bed, same room, but you are not the same person. You are running on new code now, a divine operating system that is allergic to the low-frequency poison of your past. Comment 70. 7 if you can feel this new programming installing itself in your system right now. 77 is heaven's code for completion, for the kind of victory that leaves permanent scars and permanent strength. The people who fed on your suffering haven't figured it out yet. They are still trying to push the old buttons, expecting the same predictable reactions. But those buttons aren't connected to anything anymore. The person they thought they knew, the one who would react, retreat, break, has left the building. They are calling a number that has been disconnected. The silence where your emotional reaction used to be will be their first clue that the game just changed forever. In the coming days, you will be tested. Don't panic when this happens. This isn't the old cycle returning. This is the universe showing you proof of its absence. You will feel phantom pains, echoes of wars already won. A memory will surface. A trigger will fire, and you will brace for the familiar devastation. The crushing weight in your chest. The spiral of rage or despair. But it will not come. There will be a shadow of the feeling, a ghost. But the substance that used to destroy your entire week will be gone. This is the echo that proves the silence. Like a soldier who hears a car backfire and instinctively ducks, then realizes it is just noise, not gunfire. You will watch your old triggers float by like clouds, powerless to create storms in your sky. Let me tell you about the specific ways this testing will unfold, because preparation is protection. That person who shattered your trust will text you out of nowhere, not because they have changed, but because the universe is showing you that you have. Your phone will buzz with their name, and instead of that familiar punch to the gut, you will feel nothing. Not anger, not hurt, not even curiosity, just the flat, emotionless recognition you would give a stranger. You might run into someone at the grocery store who was central to your suffering. In the past, this would have sent you into a 3-day spiral, relitigating old wounds in your mind. Now you will look at them and feel the same energy you would feel looking at a piece of furniture. They are just there, taking up space completely irrelevant to your new existence. The really shocking part. They will sense this shift. They will try harder to provoke you. Like a hacker realizing their virus is useless against updated software. They will push buttons that used to launch nuclear reactions in your nervous system. And when they get nothing, you will see confusion flicker across their face. That confusion is your diploma, framed and hanging on the wall of your soul. Let this message play in the background while you process this. Even on low volume, let these frequencies rewire the last stubborn circuits of your old programming, overriding the whispers that still try to convince you this is temporary. Your nervous system has been trained for war. Hypervigilance was your survival skill, scanning for threats that might never come. Your body learned to live in code red, and it is still catching up to the ceasefire. When you feel those flickers of old anxiety, those phantom alarms, tell them the truth. This is just my body remembering a fire that has already been put out. This is the scar tissue of a battle I already won. The most shocking proof will come from an unexpected place. Your own reflection. For years, you avoided really looking at yourself. Quick glances to make sure you were presentable, but never eye contact with the person in the mirror, because you saw too much pain there. Your reflection was a crime scene report of everything they had done to you. So you looked away. But in the next few days, you will catch yourself in a window, a mirror, and something will make you stop. You will not recognize the person looking back. The change will be subtle to everyone else but Earth, shattering to you. The tension you carried in your jaw is gone. The permanent furrow between your eyebrows from years of overthinking has smoothed. The weight on your shoulders has lifted like someone cut invisible chains. But the biggest change will be in your eyes. The haunted look is gone, the defensive scanning for danger. In its place is something that will take your breath away. Peace, actual peace, the kind that cannot be faked or forced. I want you to understand what this new reflection represents. You are looking at someone who walked through fire and came out refined, not consumed. Someone who was betrayed so deeply they had to learn to trust themselves. Someone who was abandoned so completely they had to find the unshakable presence within. This new face in the mirror isn't wearing a mask of recovery. This is what authenticity looks like after it has been tested by every form of hell imaginable. This is what strength looks like when it has been forged in furnaces that would have melted others. Share this video with one person who has been heavy on your heart lately. They are connected to your breakthrough in ways you don't understand yet, and this message needs to reach them through you. This new reflection might feel like a stranger at first. You might even feel a weird grief for the person you were, because that person was a fighter, a survivor. But you are not losing yourself. You are finding yourself, the real you, the one who existed before the world tried to break you. You are graduating from survivor to sovereign, from warrior to ruler. This new version doesn't need to fight because their very presence is victory. Doesn't need armor because they are surrounded by light that burns through lies. Spend time with this new reflection. Don't look away anymore. Lock eyes and say it out loud. Welcome home. The shift in you is causing glitches in the matrix of people who built their identity on having power over you. The gatekeepers, the ones who controlled your access to peace, validation, even your own self-worth. They got addicted to you knocking on their door, hat in hand, addicted to the power of deciding whether to let you in. But you stopped knocking. You didn't just stop knocking. You walked away from their entire neighborhood and built your own kingdom on a mountain they cannot climb. This is breaking their brains. They keep sending the old signals, the subtle cruelties disguised as concern, and getting nothing back. The emotional currency you used to provide, anger, hurt. The desperate need to explain yourself has dried up. Your silence isn't passive. It is the most devastating weapon you have ever used. It is a mirror showing them their own emptiness, and they cannot stand the reflection. Here is what you need to know about this new power you carry. It is not the kind that dominates or controls. It is the kind that simply is. It is the power of someone who has nothing left to prove because they have already survived the unsurvivable. It is the power of someone who has nothing left to lose because they have already lost everything that could be taken. This power makes people uncomfortable because it is not performing. It is not trying to convince anyone of anything. It just exists, solid and unshakable, like a mountain that doesn't care if you believe in its reality. Turn on notifications for this channel if you are ready for more activations like this. You are not subscribing to content. You are subscribing to a frequency that remembers who you really are when the world tries to make you forget. For your entire life, your internal GPS has been programmed for one thing: survival. Every decision filtered through fear. What is safest? How do I avoid more pain? Where is the next attack coming from? That system served you in war, but the war is over. You need new coordinates now, not away from pain, but toward purpose. Not what is safest, but what is truest. Not what protects you, but what transforms you. This recalibration will feel terrifying. Your old programming will scream that you are walking into danger. That joy is a setup. That peace is the calm before the storm. You have to recognize that voice as the ghost of your old operating system, trying to run programs that have been deleted. The universe is about to present you with clear choices. One path will look familiar, comfortable in its misery. The other will be unknown, shining with possibility that both terrifies and magnetizes you. Choose the light every time, choose the unknown. Choose the path that scares and excites you in equal measure. Let me tell you what this new navigation system looks like in practice. You will get a job offer that pays less but feeds your soul, and instead of immediately calculating the financial risk, you will feel a pull toward purpose. You will meet someone who doesn't fit your usual pattern, someone who offers stability instead of chaos, and instead of running because it feels foreign, you will lean in. You will have opportunities to get revenge on people who hurt you, and you will find you are not interested. Not because you are weak, but because you are playing a different game entirely. Their level of consciousness cannot reach the altitude where you now live. The universe speaks in signs, and right now it is fluent in the language of completion. You will see number sequences that mean endings and beginnings. 999 appearing on receipts and clocks, signaling the end of karmic cycles. 1111 showing up everywhere, confirming that gateways to new realities are opening. Songs from your darkest chapters will play, but the emotional charge will be gone. The universe playing back your old soundtrack to prove the demons have been evicted. You will hear the melody that used to trigger breakdown and feel nothing but mild curiosity about who you used to be. Maybe most surreal, apologies will arrive from people who shattered you. Words you once would have died to hear will land in your inbox or voicemail. But here is the thing that will shock you: you will not care. Not because you are bitter, but because you have moved so far beyond needing their validation that their apology feels like mail delivered to an old address. They will offer explanations for their behavior, justifications, promises of change, and you will read or listen with the detached interest of someone reading about a historical event. This happened to someone you used to be, in a life you no longer inhabit. Comment activated if you feel this shift happening in your bones right now. Share your birth month so the universe can organize the divine appointments that are already being scheduled for your new life. This graduation isn't just about your peace, it is about your assignment. The hell you walked through wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You weren't being destroyed, you were being forged. Every betrayal was a lesson in self-love. Every abandonment taught you about your own unshakable presence. Every failure showed you that falling is just part of learning to fly. Your scars aren't damage, they are credentials. People will be drawn to you now, not the energy vampires who fed on your drama, but souls who are lost in the same dark you just escaped. They will see something in your eyes they are desperate for, proof that survival is possible. They will not be able to articulate what they see in you, but they will feel it. The peace that comes after war, the stillness that follows storm, the quiet confidence of someone who has been to the bottom and clawed their way back to the surface. Your job isn't to save them, that would rob them of their own journey. Your job is to be living evidence that the path has an end, that hell has an exit, that graduation is real. When they ask how you did it, how you survived, how you found peace, you will not have a simple answer, because the truth is you didn't do it alone. Something greater than yourself carried you when you couldn't carry yourself. Grace showed up in moments when all seemed lost. But you can tell them this: the pain has purpose. The darkness has an end. The curriculum of suffering may be brutal, but graduation is guaranteed for those who refuse to quit. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It stands firm and shines regardless of the storm. Some will use your light to find their way. Others will curse you for showing them the rocks they are heading for. Not your problem. Your assignment is to shine. You have earned your throne, not through conquest, but endurance. Not by winning every battle, but by refusing to surrender your soul. This isn't the end of your story. This is the end of the prologue. Let me share something with you about this new chapter that is opening. The same hands that allowed your testing are the hands that orchestrated your triumph. The same divine intelligence that permitted your pain is the intelligence that transformed it into power. Nothing was wasted. Not a single tear. Not one sleepless night. Not a moment of wondering if you had ever feel whole again. Every second of agony was alchemy in disguise, transmuting your lead into gold. Now comes the prayer, the sealing of what has been declared, the activation of what has been earned. Father, Mother, Universe, Source of all that is, I stand before you no longer as a victim, but as a victor. No longer broken, but beautifully rebuilt. I come not begging for healing, but celebrating completion. Thank you for the strength that sustained me when I thought I had none left. Thank you for the hope that flickered even in my darkest nights. Thank you for refusing to let me settle for less than the wholeness you designed me for. I now step into this new identity with reverence and awe. I receive this graduation not as something I deserve, but as something I have been entrusted with. Help me carry this victory with humility and purpose. Seal this transformation in every cell of my being. Let it radiate from my presence. Let my peace be a balm to the wounded. Let my strength be evidence of your faithfulness. Let my story be a testament to the power of endurance. I break every remaining chain of my past. I cancel every contract with suffering. I revoke every permission I gave to pain to define me. I am no longer who they said I was. I am no longer who my wounds tried to make me. I am who you created me to be, revealed through fire. Bless those who wounded me, for they unknowingly served your greater plan. Transform their own pain into purpose. And for those who will witness this new version of me, let them see not me but you, working through someone who refused to be destroyed. This is my declaration, my covenant, my celebration. The old has passed away. All things have become new. I am graduated. I am free. I am activated. Amen. Do you feel that? The weight lifting, the chains breaking, the atmosphere shifting around you as heaven seals what has been declared. This isn't just a prayer you heard. This is a prayer you lived. Every word earned through every tear you have cried. The first chapter of your reign starts now. And let me tell you something about this new chapter. It is going to be so beautiful it will make every moment of pain worth it. Not because the pain was good, but because it created space for something magnificent. You are no longer who you were. You are who you were, always meant to be. The activation is complete. The transformation is sealed. Your new reality begins now, and it begins with you knowing, in your bones, in your blood, in the deepest part of your soul, you are finally, permanently, irrevocably free. Share this moment with the universe by sharing this video. Your story of freedom might be the key that unlocks someone else's prison. Your graduation might be the proof someone else needs that their own diploma is coming. The ripple effects of your victory are already spreading through dimensions you cannot see, inspiring angels, encouraging ancestors, and creating waves of possibility for others, still fighting their final battles. You made it. You actually made it. Welcome to the other side. Welcome to your reign. Welcome home.